What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another MK11 video. And today we're gonna cover a leak. We're gonna cover some information that some of you guys might not have known about, that I just wanted to talk about, sort of bring it to light again, because I feel like now with the reveal of MK11 it's more relevant, because now we know the game is actually coming. And the final part is just like talking about some topics, gameplay topics, talking about gear and a couple questions that people have been asking me about that I was going to save for a Q&A, but I kind of want to hold off on the Q&As until we actually see gameplay. But doesn't mean that I can't talk about, some gameplay aspects and, things that I want to see in the game. But if you guys have been enjoying the MK11 content, MKX content, MK Trilogy content that you guys will see later on today, or maybe you guys already saw, I don't know when I'm going to upload this video, I'm going to schedule it. But I have been trying to upload as much MK content as I possibly can, keep the hype train going for MK11. So if you guys have been enjoying those, make sure you guys leave a like rating on the video. It's always really appreciated. So now let's get on to the leak first, because I'm sure that's what you guys want to know about. Johnny Cage has been confirmed leaked via a Spanish voice actor, which is pretty crazy, because another Spanish voice actor actually sort of leaked MK11 before anyone even knew that it was coming out, which I'll be talking about after this. Some of the information that he gave, was sort of relevant again, which I want to talk about. But the voice actor, I think his name is Mario Castañeda. He is the Spanish voice actor for Johnny Cage, and he's also the Spanish voice actor for Son Goku in Dragon Ball. So, very well known. And he was at a convention, and someone asked him what are his current projects that he's been working on, and his answer was, this is via word of mouth. Okay, it's like people who were attending the convention were spreading this around. Multiple people. It was not just one person. It's not a leak from Reddit. It's not a leak from these other websites. This is from people at the convention. They said that his answer was, one of his newest roles that he had been working on was voicing Johnny Cage in the newest Mortal Kombat game. So that pretty much settles it. Johnny Cage is going to be in Mortal Kombat. And to be honest, who here in the comment section watching this video is surprised that Johnny Cage is going to be in a Mortal Kombat game? Not me. But it is nice to know that one of my favorite characters in MKX is coming back. I really hope that one of the variations is a fisticuffs, style variation, because man, that fisticuffs is so much fun in MKX. It's ridiculous. Just you feel every single hit from the speed bag attacks. It's so awesome. I love playing fisticuffs Johnny Cage. You guys will be seeing some Johnny Cage action on MKX recently, or coming up here, because I recorded a couple videos with him. So I'm happy that Johnny Cage is going to be coming back. There's the leak. Obviously when a voice actor says that he's playing a character, he's not trolling. Obviously they're not going to be trolling their fans, right? So Johnny Cage pretty much confirmed to be an MK11 via Spanish voice actor. So moving on now, let's talk about another Spanish voice actor who accidentally leaked MK11 before anyone even knew that this was happening. And this was one of the things that really got my hopes up so much before the Game Awards, because I don't remember when this happened, maybe a week before the Game Awards. Let me give you guys his name. Where is it at? All right. Lalo Garza, who actually is another Dragon Ball Spanish dub voice actor. He, like a week before MK11 was revealed at the Game Awards, he had actually tweeted out saying that the company that he works for decided to replace him as the voice actor for Reptile and Kung Lao in the upcoming Mortal Kombat XI. Then he went on another tweet saying, hey guys, I don't know if this is a new Mortal Kombat or what, or Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat whatever. All I know is that I'm not going to be playing those characters in the next Mortal Kombat project. The English translation is a little weird. It kind of makes it seem like the characters were removed from the game. But if you read it in Spanish, you could clearly see that it says, decidieron quitarme mis personajes. Pretty much saying that the company didn't decide to go with him as the voices of his beloved characters that he had played for in the past. So the reason this is significant again, just because now that we know that MK11 is a thing, it's pretty safe to say that in one way or another. Now, I don't want to say that Kung Lao and Reptile are confirmed as characters, as playable characters in the game. I don't want to get your hopes up, and I don't want to confirm that. All I'm saying, all I'm doing is bringing up this tweet, because now that we know that MK11 is a thing, we know that this Spanish voice actor, unfortunately, was replaced as the voice actor for Kung Lao and Reptile in the upcoming Mortal Kombat game that we now know as MK11. So they're in the game in one way or another. Whether they're actual characters, which I would not be surprised at all. Reptile, Kung Lao, pretty safe bets to be in MK11. But I don't want to confirm it because I have no idea. I'm just telling you guys what this tweet says, just in case some of you guys might not know about this information. I kind of wanted to bring it up again because I completely forgot about this. I was looking at some of the old videos that I was uploading before MK11, and rewatched this one, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He did say that, he was not going to be voicing Kung Lao and Reptile in the next Mortal Kombat game. That's pretty it's pretty significant, because whether or not they're playable characters and like main roster characters, they're in the game one way or another. But to be honest, I really do think that Kung Lao and Reptile are going to be in the game. They were both in my roster prediction, so I think they're going to be in the game. So I just wanted to bring that up just in case some of you guys might not have known this information. Do not say that I confirmed these characters, please. I'm just spreading the information to you all. Alright, so now let's move on here to a couple topics that I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people have been asking me customizations for variations, different moves. What do I think about this? The new customized variation system that is going to be implemented. To be honest, I really don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to play out in competitive. But just based off of my experience with the gear moves in Injustice 2, I will say that having the ability to customize your moves and have different moves that you can use for different situations, and some might be more fun than others, it brings a lot of variety to gameplay. And the only reason why I hated it at the end of Injustice 2 is because of the gear stats. Some people might like them. It's totally fine. I cannot handle playing versus somebody online in player matches with gear stats. I know that, that's what ranked is for, right? No gear stats there, just straight up one-on-one. But I feel like it was a genius move to implement gear moves in the game. I don't like the fact that they put the gear moves in loot boxes. It took away from the idea of being able to customize your character's moves the way you want them, because a lot of people wanted specific moves, but it was all RNG. It was just, are you gonna get in this loot box or not? Open loot box, open loot box, open loot box. Am I gonna get lucky today and get the Staff of Grayson? Some people, like I said before, some people still don't have the Staff of Grayson, and it's one of the most fun things to play, one of the most fun gear moves to use in the game. And some people still don't have it just because, they don't have time to grind out, a bunch of currency like I did and open up like a million loot boxes. Not literally, but you guys know what I mean. Some people don't have the time. Other people just want to play with one character, their favorite character, and be able to grind them out to max level, and I think that's how you should be able to unlock different moves. And hopefully that's what they do in the new Mortal Kombat game. Be able to unlock moves without having to rely on loot boxes in order to get moves. Let loot boxes be cosmetic items only, por favor. They're probably going to learn from their mistake. I don't think they're going to have gear stats again. If they have gear stats, keep it in single player. If you have, like, you had the multiverse in Injustice 2, just keep it in the towers for MK11. And in player matches, let people use whatever moves they want without having to worry about gear stats. But based on the wording, you are going to be able to customize your variations just by default anyways. So I doubt that gear stats are going to come back, but I think that's a genius thing because it gives so much variety to the game when you're able to pick different moves that you normally would not have as a character. Next up is, what do I think about super moves replacing X-rays? Now, this was in a couple leaks. More so, it was in the leak that had like the email proof. That's what I'm basing this off of. It said super moves there. And I think it's long overdue. Why is it that Injustice can have super moves? I know they're superheroes, super villains. They have, a lot of different powers and stuff. But that doesn't mean that you can't have really cool super moves for characters in a Mortal Kombat game. Not all characters have, like, sorcerer powers, magical powers. You have characters like Sonya that's just a human being. She's just a badass. But that doesn't mean you can't have really cool looking super moves. So I feel like X-rays were really cool back in 2011. But now moving forward, I think you need to have something that's really stands out, like Injustice 2 super moves. That's always something that people talk about when they talk about an Injustice game, like, oh, can I see their super move? Like, oh, what's Superman's super move or Supergirl's super move? And people always go crazy for super moves. Look at Aquaman all the time. They always show his super move at the end of like reveal trailers or like the first gameplay reveal trailer, because he always has like the best looking super move. Look how awesome Raiden and Sub-Zero's super moves were in Injustice 2. They're amazing. They're some of the best in the game. So, like I said, I know that not all of them are going to be cool because some characters are just human beings stuck in this world of Mortal Kombat. But other characters like Ermac, characters like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Noob Saibot if he's in it, Rain if he's in it, all these characters that have like, actual powers, they're gonna look amazing. So I think it's long overdue if it does happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be really sad because, we had X-rays in MK9, we had X-rays in MKX. I feel like since there was no X-ray attack in the reveal trailer, so I'm pretty sure that super moves are going to be replacing X-rays. So long overdue, and I hope they look awesome. Last thing that I want to talk about is actually gameplay related. The question that people had asked me is, do I think that armored launchers should come back in MK11? Armored launchers, for you guys who might not know, is just special moves. When you use bar of meter, you get a hit of armor. Like, your body absorbs one of your opponent's attacks. You still take the damage that you normally would, but it absorbs the attack and continues to move anyway. So for you guys who might not have played MKX, in the past before the last patch, characters had armored launchers, which were armored moves, but that also launched the opponent for a combo. So like Tremor was a good example. In Crystalline, he had down back, I think, one. The low attack, it was actually it had a hit of armor, and it launched you, and you could get 30% combo from it. And I feel like if you have armored launchers back, you have to spend more than one bar. Like Predator is a good example. Really, really strong if he gets you in the armored launcher, especially if you're in Hunter. If you have 2 bars of meter, 52%. Anywhere on the screen. So If you have an armor launcher that is 2 bars like it is now, the first initial attack, boom, you get the stab normally. And then if you meter burn it, you get the extra launcher. So that's wasting 2 bars of resources in order to get that reward of, 30%, or if you want to spend another bar, 52%. So I definitely do not think that armor launchers should be a 1 bar thing. I think if they do give armor launchers, should definitely be a 2 bar commitment, because meter is really useful in a NetherRealm game. You got the breakers, you got, hopefully block breakers are only 1 bar this time around, but meter is super important. So armor launchers being 2 bars of meter, I think would be a good thing to bring back, because there's a risk, not even a risk reward, it's just like a commitment to a reward if you get the right read on wake up, or you interrupt one of your opponent's attacks that has like a gap in it. So I think definitely armor launcher should be a 2 bar thing. And as far as like wake ups, another discussion I saw on Twitter were invincible wake ups versus armored wake ups, and I feel like armor moves should be a thing. I really don't like the invincible armor attacks, to be honest, because it's just a free way out. I feel like having the armor system that was in MKX, I think that's fine, because for example, like if I make a read that you're going to be waking up and armor is involved and you have 12% or less, if I time my uppercut correctly, I could beat you no matter what armor attack you do. Now, if you're invincible when you do that, I literally have to block. I feel like invincible wake-ups shouldn't be a thing in a Mortal Kombat game. Like, keep that in Injustice, it's fine. Bring back the armored wake-ups, but don't have them launch unless the opponent spends 2 bars, or unless it's a 2 bar armor launcher. But that's about it for the gameplay portion. Like I said, I mean, I can only talk about some topics because we don't know anything about the gameplay. So fun video to do. I always love talking about MK11 no matter what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.